Just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out. So try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me. No, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at the beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me. No, no, nothing can break me. Look at the beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Lay my troubles to rest. Blow the smoke through my cigarette. City lights look and no, it's not that. I'm gonna be myself, or to be someone else. No one stopping now. I'm gonna steal my brains and I'll make mistakes.
Okay, time to turn the music off. There we go. 1 second, guys. Getting everything ready and steady for our show. Okay. So, how are we doing today? It is, my watch is slow. It is actually 6 o'clock on the dot here in Spain, 5 p.m. in UK, I presume. Not that the clock's going to be different. Just so excited to be here again for another of our Uncover the True You live shows today. Welcome if you're watching. So far, nobody's joined the live. Please, you're welcome to jump in and join us. Just click the link in the previous notifications. I'd love to have you here, and you can get your own insights and personal questions to be answered at the end when we do the Q&A. Okay, so let's get this show on the road, shall we? Welcome, 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 a huge welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of the Uncover the True You live show. I'm your host, Helen, and today we are going to be looking into the fascinating, transformative subject of integrating self-knowledge into your daily life. Think about that one. We are going to explore how to be consciously aware of our inner self as we go about our day-to-day, its significance in our lives, and how it can be the first step to avoid so many stressful situations, especially in this day and age. Life is getting a little bit curious, a little bit to be investigated right these days. So get comfortable, grab a notebook if you like, and let's embark on this journey together by beginning with a curious fact. Did you know that the brain's hippocampus, the part responsible for forming your new memories, actually grows when you learn something new? It's fascinating. It means that every time we engage in discovery, we're not just gaining knowledge, but physically growing new brain cells and updating our brain. So like updating the computer, we're updating ourselves, discovering new things and really getting all that knowledge and becoming, making the choices and growing and becoming different people. Self-knowledge just doesn't bring about life changes, big life-changing revelations. It's about the small, everyday moments of curiosity and learning right. It keeps our minds sharp, our spirits engaged, and our lives more enriched. Think about that one. It's about nurturing a mindset that's always open to new experiences, ideas, and perspectives. At its core, it's about intentional exploration. It's about being open to new adventures and being willing to step out of your comfort zone. When we stop questioning, we really find that we stop discovering and our self-growth stagnates. So that's the updating, it's the growth, it's the moving forwards and learning and becoming the person who you truly want to be. It really can be as simple as deciding that you want to read or listen nowadays to a book on a subject that you know nothing about so far. Learn something new, delve into a different world, see how you feel about it, experiment with yourself, experiment with a new angle on a project, for example, a work project, or investigate a new hiking trail. Follow your nose, I used to do when I was riding my horse. I used to see a new pathway when I was riding somewhere different and think, let's go and see what's down there. Also, to perhaps dealing with a recurring anxiety issue or reflecting on the next steps to address a traumatic event also, maybe one that you don't even want to remember. It's all about discovering and digging inside yourself, intrinsic truth, into your heartfelt feelings, your core, who you truly are. Every act of self-realization can contribute to a renewed understanding of yourself, your essence, your character. And understanding that, it leads you to a calmer, happier, more fulfilled life. And that's what we're looking for, everybody, right? To be happy, to feel at ease, to be the best person we can be, and treat others in the best way we can be, and understand others as well as ourselves. There was an Indian philosopher, I don't know if I'll get this pronunciation right, Jiddu Krishnamurti. Forgive me if you're Indian. He said, the more you know yourself, the more clarity there is. Self-knowledge has no end. So it's more knowing yourself, exploring who you are. This quote also reminds us that self-knowledge is an essential part of being human, and that shared wisdom drives us to explore more, to constantly keep learning and growing every single day. So that's is the introduction, a little explanation, but we're here also to look at how we can incorporate self-knowledge into our lives, right? So let's have a look at that. Let's break it down. By making a conscious effort to be curious about what we feel. So your emotions, your feelings, where you're at with yourself. When we ask questions around you, about yourself, the world around you. So stop to reflect all about yourself and your surroundings, your environment, and maybe ask yourself, why am I feeling this way today? Or perhaps curiosity, digging into things, maybe a basic question, but why is the sky blue? And I honestly can say that when I was thinking this and writing this, I actually looked up why the sky's blue, because I'd completely forgotten. And if you're questioning that, it's because the sun is scattered in all directions by the gases and the particles in the atmosphere, okay, in the air. And the blue light is scattered more than other colors because it's travels as shorter and smaller waves. So I'm sure there are better explanations, but that's what I found when I Googled it. And another one, how does electricity work? Transportation of electrons, and that also has a deeper explanation. But to stop and think about these things, we were taught things at school, but we can't remember everything, can we? We learn it fashion for all the exams, which hopefully will change one day into a better educational system, but that's another subject. It's good to just open up and think about what you've learned. Maybe that doesn't feel useful to you anymore, unless you're doing a game of trivia. But if you dig down deep and think about how you feel about that, whether you believe this, believe that, all this curiosity allows you to lead you to new self-awareness about yourself. Another one, getting to know yourself better by dedicating specific times for personal investigation. Sometimes we're rushing here and hither and thither and so busy with our lives, we don't think about what we're doing or what, where and how, what will relate better to ourselves, and that the pathway, which is the right pathway to take. So, for example, exploring a new hobby, yeah. As we said, reading a new book, but joining a new community, maybe a particular community. Choose one that appeals to you, who you want to be, and where you can show up at as the authentic you. That's so important. You may join a community because you think, well, that sounds good. I'll look into that. I'll investigate. But making up a whole persona of who you are, where you live, what you've done in your life, it's to be authentic, because that way you never have to worry about getting yourself caught out. Also, it's a wonderful thing because then you meet the like-minded people who relate to you, and you have a far better experience, right? And you can also give and help others in the same mindset. Constantly reminding yourself to be present is a big one. Live in the now and keep checking in with yourself. Consistency is the key to making self-awareness a habit. And don't forget to diversify your experiences. It's not just sticking to what we know. Let's try new activities, meet new people, explore new places. The more diverse our experiences, the richer our lives are. So think about that one. Make some changes, shake it up a little bit, yeah? Maybe you could play a game with your friends, your family, your other half, and put notes in a jar and have a yes and a no, or make a game out of it and challenge each other to, maybe on Tuesday, you're going to go with them to do something they want to do and try out. And then on Friday, you're going to do your thing and they come and join you, and you can reflect and talk about the experience you had and what they think about it and how you manage that and the memories from that experience, the emotions. Keep a journal. That's another one. Keep a journal. We often mention this for self-discovery, but it's so important when you want to have that time to sit and reflect, because sometimes just sitting and reflect, your mind quickly goes on to other things. When you're writing things down, you can be present and think what you're actually doing, where you're at right now, okay? Stay there in the now. Think about what you're learning and discovering. Write it down. Reflect on your discoveries and how you truly feel. What it is, for example, that you're grateful for today. That's a good one. Or maybe you don't particularly appreciate at these moments. It's not always, what do I love and how life is so wonderful. It's also something perhaps you're not really comfortable with and you want to change. So you can write down the positives about changing that particular something and how. And when you want to remember something, remember to use the feelings and emotions, because that helps solidify the knowledge and remember the experiences. When you think back, we were talking about this last week with the life experience call, going back into our youth, right, to uncover our deeper truths and remember things. When we want to, as I said, remember things, then if it has an emotional memory with it, it's more likely that you'll have that in your memory bank. In your mind. Okay, so another one is stay open-minded. Be open to new ideas and perspectives, even if they challenge your current beliefs. The more open we are, the deeper and extra meaningful realizations we actually have. So if you want to do this seriously, want to do this correctly, it's perhaps not, they're not perhaps the right words, so that it's beneficial and it actually does take you to a better experience in life, then make sure it's meaningful to you. Integrating self-knowledge into your daily life isn't about making drastic changes. It's about making small, consistent efforts to be curious and open-minded, as we said, about how we feel and react to things, in summary. It's about seeing every day as an opportunity to learn something new and to grow. Let me share a personal story. Thinking about this and thinking about back in time, a very short time, about 8 years ago, I decided to practice being grateful for my amazing life and stay consciously present as much as I possibly could, because I was getting distracted, never actually getting what I really wanted to do during the day, actually achieve it by the evening, getting things done. So I mostly do it now in the mornings whilst going out with my little dog Tino for his walks. And then I purposefully take those thoughts into account, allowing myself to be led by and with whatever comes to mind. So use the thoughts that come up. Perhaps make a little note on your phone, on a voice note or something like that. It's very useful. But you've got to remember to listen to the voice note. Initially, it was just a way to relax, but as I've delved deeper, I'm discovering that I have I have an updated side of life. I've opened up something new. I've learned to appreciate everything more, listen to the sounds around me, see the beauty of our world. And I've found that quiet gratitude and self-reflection time is a way to express emotions that we can't put into words. Sometimes it's difficult to put these things into words, but to express them. And it sets us up more more for a positive day, okay, for a more positive day. And you don't have to share these things. They can be personal and just for you. So don't worry about that. Or you can share it with somebody who you trust, of course, and who perhaps will do this with you. And then you can share and discuss and move forwards in a better way. Thinking of which, I shared a short video this morning when on my Facebook feed. I was walking Tino again every morning. Obviously, I take my dog for a walk. And I saw a herd of the most beautiful horses grazing in the meadow, a recently cut meadow. They'd cut the hay. And they were just there, and it was so beautiful. So I took a video of that because I was fortunately in the present. I saw this, and I wanted to share the beauty of that. There were two horses scratching each other's withers, you know, on the bottom base of their mane. If you're not a horsey person, they actually, with their mouths, they scratch each other's, and they go fit together nicely doing that. You've probably seen it happen. And there was a gorgeous foal walking in front of them. The sun was shining brightly through the eucalyptus trees. And it's just something that happens when you're present and in the moment. And from that, you can look about thinking of who you are, what your core values are. Mine, for example, in that moment would be nature, positivity, and choice. I choose to look at that, and I chose to share it with people. And from that moment, maybe someone would go and ride their horse if they had horses. I don't anymore, unfortunately, but I will again. So many things you can reflect on when you're writing in your journal and contemplating this, meditating perhaps, okay? So it was like a personal check-in before the day gets too busy, and that's important. Always keep checking in with yourself. It's really beneficial. Always self-care again, that's another subject. Self-knowledge analysis isn't just about finding answers. It's about the joy of learning, embracing the journey, and the thrill of uncovering new facets of yourself. And of course, the world around you. Discovering more about who you are. It influences our values, core strengths, vision, mission, and the goals that we have in our life. So there is an ongoing effect of what happens when you do these things. And when you understand yourself better, of course, you can align your daily actions with what's truly important to you. For example, through self-discovery, you realize that animal welfare perhaps is a core value. You might volunteer in a local animal shelter or decide to foster animals looking for a new forever home. And maybe you'll adopt one yourself. Staying in touch with what you're good at can also be incredibly empowering as you see more possibilities and opportunities for yourself. Maybe you've discovered that you have a knack for organization. Organizing an event. Perhaps you're a wedding planner or an event organizer, general event organizer. By regularly recognizing that you can use your skill, your strengths to bring people together, you can foster a sense of community and create positive experiences for yourself and others. And that leads to greater satisfaction and success in your personal and professional life. So it relates to many different scenarios and circumstances and things in life. It's really exciting when you think about it and can be life-changing. Very important. So our vision and mission in life becomes clearer through our daily attention to who we are and taking action on that, of course. When you take the time to understand what truly motivates and excites you, you can set intentions that are truly aligned with your true self, who you are at your core, your heartfelt inner you. Think about that one. It's a lovely feeling, and it brings so much more to your life. It does indeed. For instance, if you've discovered a passion for, I don't know, environmental conversation. I saw some plastic outside. You might set a goal to actively reduce the use of plastic or advocate sustainable practices in your workplace. Yes? And goal setting is another area, very important, where self-knowledge plays a crucial role. How do you set your goals? What do you think about when you have a target in mind? How do you reach that target? How do you begin those steps, the step-by-step process to that target? When you know yourself, you'll know on your steps whether 1 step a day is going to work, 2 or 3 steps a day. That's what's recommended, only a few steps, but maybe you're one of these people that you want to write them all at once and then just highlight the one today, highlight the one tomorrow. The methodology, your skills, the way you are, whether you have a photographic memory, you want pictures, whether you want to put it on your whiteboard, everything about yourself and your self-knowledge daily brought into action and into your thoughts will help you to achieve your goals. Yes? And realize what you want. So many times people don't know what they want, and reflecting and thinking and bringing that self-realization into your day, self-knowledge, because you're growing and learning with all these new actions and adventures and deciding to do new things, will build up that self-knowledge bank, and it will help you in so many ways. I could talk about this for hours. Anyway, let's move on. So any questions, comments, we'll look at the end of the, we're getting there now to the questions and answers, and obviously you can comment on these live videos. Okay, so by bringing to the forefront your values, strengths, and passions to mind, okay, you can understand how best to take your action steps and set your realistic and meaningful goals. Your goals need to be realistic, but some way, in some manner, that they tax you. Tax isn't perhaps the right word, of course, not a very nice word. They challenge you. Yes, that's the one. So something that challenges you, takes you out of your comfort zone, which we mentioned before, and yet is realistic. For example, I want to fly to the moon, to me, isn't realistic. I want to go and climb the, I forget the name of our mountain in Marbella. Oh, goodness me, I'll put it on the screen when this is put up in the YouTube. I've forgotten the name of it. Go up the mountain there. I haven't done that yet. I'd like to do that. So there we are. I can set my mind and do that one. So really, the best way to take the action, taking positive action steps. And that way we not only grow, it not only helps us to grow, but it also ensures that we're moving in the direction that best suits who we are at our core, our authentic self. So within all that information, authentically you moves you forward. So my question is, what specific practical strategies can we use to begin this self-discovery integration? Let's get to the nitty-gritty. We mentioned reflection. So to summarize reflection, very important to think about it by taking serious time to seriously reflect on your previous experiences and what they taught you about yourself and your day-to-day thoughts that are coming up when you start this practice. Then you can use those insights to set new positive intentions that are meaningful and aligned with your core values. Staying in alignment with your core values is the way to go. In touch, check in, connect with who you are. And if you don't know who you are and you're not sure yet, then it's time to look into that. And it's a wonderful, wonderful exercise to do, life-changing. Okay, so breaking down your goals. So once you have your goals, break them down. By breaking down the larger goals into smaller, manageable ones, the manageable steps, then you make the process less overwhelming. Of course we do, and allow for continuous conscious awareness along the way. So while you're doing what your intentions are doing. While you've started on your pathway, be consciously intentional and keep in mind what you're doing, why you're doing it, and what the next step is, and also celebrate those wins. But we're coming to that one, I think, in a moment. So there's one more before we celebrate. Staying flexible by being open to adjusting your goals as you learn and grow. So be flexible. Don't just have that one pathway. Be open to the universe reaching out, helping you. Be open to a suggestion from somebody. Listen to advice. Somebody critiques you. So difficult to take that sometimes, right? But listen, because sometimes they just hit the nail on the head. And it could be something you were already reflecting and thinking about, but it wasn't quite in that way. Try different things, okay? Your ideas should unfold with you as you understand the process as it evolves. Yes? And again, we were talking about celebration. Celebrate those wins, celebrate those small wins, acknowledge and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. That way you reinforce the positive impact of your new self-knowledge, and you can enjoy how it motivates you to keep going. Okay? So take that time, reward yourself. Maybe at the end of this particular goal, you're going to go out for a wonderful meal with your other half. Maybe you're going to celebrate by buying something in the summer. Let's think something in the summer. What's nice? A new hat to shade in the sun. Or maybe one of those stronger ones because it's windy. Integrating self-awareness into our life's pathway, it really helps us to make those positive changes. So enjoy your journey, enjoy it, celebrate it, laugh about it, and share it with people if you feel like doing that. We transform into better human beings and enjoy a happier day-to-day existence when we keep in touch with how we feel every day, what we need to, like when you make a list of what you have to do, don't forget that sometimes we have to take things off that list. Things we should not do because we're doing some other things which don't go with the flow of what you want to do. So it's not just the to-do list, it's the not to-do list as well. Hopefully there aren't many of those. Okay. Our curiosity and openness can spark a similar mindset in your connections, the people around you. So when you have this aura, this positive vibration, this emotional intention, it can lead to a community that values growth as well. Self-growth, learning, and a mutual support system can be formed, right? When we live a life of presence, we also inspire others to do the same thing. And a shared discovery journey has also been shown to strengthen relationships, foster collaboration, and create a more vibrant and dynamic environment. Okay, so speaking of fostering collaboration and creating dynamic environments, I'd like to ask a few questions now for you to ponder this week. Ponder over, following everything that we've covered today. So if you want to grab a pen and paper, as I said at the beginning, and write these down or think about this or answer them in your mind right now. Let's start with, how do you now integrate self-knowledge into your daily life? Do you do that? Think about that. Obviously, if you're going to travel somewhere, you prefer the train, the plane, the motorbike, cycling, if it's only short distance. Mind that depends. Nowadays, people cycle for a long way, miles and kilometers. But reflect about what suits you. So many scenarios there. A family holiday. Who chooses where to go? Who chooses what to do? Is it going to relate to everybody? Think about what you want. Always giving, always doing everything for others tires us out. We become exhausted and then we're no use because we're in hospital or something. So please look after yourself, self-care, think about what suits you. And also have that community spirit, obviously, to share and reflect, and everyone gets together and brings about a very happy holiday. Many, many circumstances there and scenarios. I'm sure you're thinking of some too. And I asked you before about how do you set your goals? That is a question to actually seriously think about. So goal setting, again, is to fix on the end game, the envisaged target, and to take your own likes, dislikes, actions, what you know you will do, what you won't know you will not probably do, and put that in your account in your journey towards that goal, because that way you're more likely to get success, yes, and achieve what you're looking for. And another one, what new things have you learned about yourself recently? Do you ever stop to think about that? Off the spec, can I think of one of those? What did I learn about myself recently? I can't think right now. I'm always growing because I've been on my self-realization journeys, and of course I'm an empowerment and a self-discovery coach, so I should know myself, but something new, not sure. I'll try and think of one, put it in the comments. Okay, so I'm so excited to hear your stories and continue this conversation. Please do. I encourage you to share relevant daily life events and questions in the comments, or please get in touch with me. And of course, if you want to talk more about this, please do so. I'm always here for you. So to wrap this up today, thank you for being here, of course. And remember, life is a continuous journey of conscious aha moments, yes? As we experience new realizations as to who we are, what we want in life, and how to take action on our envisaged dreams. Most importantly, on that envisaged dream note, look and discover and write down, realize what your dreams are, because if we haven't got that clear in our mind, it's more difficult to get there. Embrace it with curiosity and an open heart, and you'll find that every day can hold something new and exciting. Live, just do it. Go for a dance. Oh, I can tell you something. Yesterday, not that I know something new about myself. Why was I dancing? Just a minute. Oh, yes, there's a lovely song on the internet. I think it's Emma Cock, K-O-K. She's French. Beautiful song on YouTube. Cot, I think it's K-O-K. I'll put it here too on the recording in YouTube. And it's such a beautiful rendition, beautiful girl. She has a reason and a story of her health that the orchestra, the conductor shares in one of the videos. I don't know if it's this one, but I love that song. So a friend of mine was here yesterday and I was working at the computer and I thought, I've got to stretch my legs. I got the reminder on my Aura ring and I got up and I put this song on. I opened Spotify and I said, play Emma. Or was it Emily? Anyway, we'll see. It's such a beautiful song. I put it up loud and she came walking out the kitchen, having to get a glass of water. I got hold of the water and put it down and said, come on, let's dance. And we had a dance to this song a little bit. So I don't know about learning something new about myself, but she's obviously learned something new about me. I'm spontaneous. That's a spontaneity, maybe. Yes, that's the one. So anyway, I'm going down a rabbit hole. Let's get back to the nitty-gritty. So embrace it with curiosity and just feel it, and enjoy life. Be excited, make life exciting for you and others. Thank you for joining me today on the Uncover the True You Life show. And I look forward to revealing more next time, of course, when we're going to be talking about the power of resilience, turning setbacks into comebacks. Okay, looking forward to seeing you there. Please join me on live. It would be so wonderful. Last week, I shared and spoke with Nada. Sorry, Nada is the Spanish. Nada. I'm so sorry, Nada. There we are. I said it right in the end. Stay curious, stay inspired, and most importantly, stay true to yourself. Thank you, everyone. Feel free to share your comments and questions. Let's keep this conversation going. If not with me, with yourself, with your loved ones, and observe others. It's interesting to look and see how other people are coping, and maybe you can help them in some way in this respect. See you next week. Thank you again. Ciao. Have fun.